breaking rules on the edge, looking out with no parachute. You know I'm dreaming about us two, playing around without a clue. On the edge, cleaning out. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all.
Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Leanne and I share home and cleaning videos here on YouTube. Today it is a space makeover. It's not a full room. We are doing the top of the landing, the first section. So as we go upstairs here, you can see on the left the handrail has been sanded and stained this brown colour, and then the banister on the right is still the red varnish that was here when we moved in. So that is going to be sanded and stained. The spindles are going to be sanded and repainted, and then the wall directly in front is going to be painted too.
You're toxic to my mind, but I know they don't know what you're all about. The way you.
So the first job that needed doing was fixing this skirting board. You can see it's come away from the wall. So I scraped off any of the old caulk that was there and re-glued it, and then sealed it. Sealed's not the right word. Recaulked it. I couldn't actually pull it out, so I had to fix it in place.
I need more with us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you.
So this is what I mean by having to fix it in place. Because I couldn't actually pull the skirting board out, I just had to squeeze as much glue as I could down the gap, and then I pushed it up against the wall with a chair until the glue dried.
Why don't we talk about this? Why don't you stay? Why don't we talk about this? With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you.
Here we are getting started on the banister, and you will see this view of the banister many times in this video, and I will be in many different outfits because it's taken us a long time, and I did doubt it in the middle of the process, but it was worth it in the end. So the first thing we did was apply a varnish and paint stripper. This did work quite well actually, and it did get the majority of the varnish off, but it does also make the varnish quite sticky, the remainder that's left on there. So there just is no easy way to do this task basically.
With us it's all or nothing.
Once I'd scraped off as much as I could, I went over it with a scrubbing brush and some soapy water to try and get the stickiness off. It didn't really work, and then I went back in with, again, hot water and a metal scourer. That did get the sticky bits off a lot better. And then we were at the point of sanding, and there were many days of sanding, as I've already mentioned. I would say if you're going to do something like this yourself, definitely do it a little bit at a time. Like, just keep coming back to it, because it's not going to be one of those jobs you can get done in one go, because it's just too monotonous and repetitive.
Not just talking about yourself and the way of how you dwell, I get it. Oh, I'm so tired of hearing all your stories about your rich friends traveling Mercedes. You're such a nice guy when you're not just talking about yourself and the way of how you dwell. Don't you get it? You do it right. Hold me tight when I need it. And you always like what I like.
As you can see from the outfit change, this is a different day of sanding, but I think at this point I was moving down to the finer grits. So I started off with a really coarse grit to get the majority of the varnish off, and then gradually used a finer and finer grit to make the banister smooth. So I didn't film it, but at this point I have filled or caulked the skirting board, so it's now nice and attached to the wall. So I'm just sanding that to make sure it's smooth before painting, and here I am painting the wall. So it doesn't look a massive difference on camera, but the walls were originally magnolia. I am not a magnolia fan. It is too yellow for me. I don't like it. What is going on the walls instead is a Dulux colour natural hessian. It's what we used in the hallway downstairs, and it will continue all the way up the landing to the top floor, but it's just a really nice basic neutral colour. So sometimes when I'm just trying to fit jobs in quickly in between other things, I do not get changed into my decorating clothes, and I really should not do that because I've ruined far too many clothes by getting paint on them. This day I did not get paint on my dress, luckily, but I am just putting the first coat on the skirting board so it's nice and white and fresh. It's Dulux satin something, satin wood I think, but it's just a water-based wood paint. Hello, I thought I would pop on face to face quickly because we are almost done with the banister. We are very, very close to being finished. I can't exactly remember the last thing that I filmed in the sanding, removing the varnish process. So I put the varnish remover on. I know I filmed that. I filmed some of the sanding, but I think I gave up filming when it came to all the awkward to reach places because it's not been a fun experience getting in all the areas, corners, whichever. But I did want to show you what I'd used to do that. So I bought these from B&Q, and I don't know if you can see, but they are all different shapes. Like this one is, I think that was the triangle. That one's round, this one's flat. So they were really good for getting in, let me show you actually. They were really good for sanding all around this top part here. So the square one especially, if I, well, I think that's the triangle one. But yeah, I could like get that right in there to sand as close as possible. And then the other thing that I used was this. So this is just a roll of sandpaper that goes on one of those belt sanders, but I would rip a section off and then fold it like this, and then use that edge also to it's a bit closer, sand right in there. And you can still see some pieces. I am going to go over it now with the fine grit sandpaper, so hopefully that will remove the last of it and just finish it up ready for staining. But we're close, we're very close, and we shall keep going. So here I am just doing the final sand with the finest grit, and there were still some tiny bits of varnish that I just couldn't get off, but I knew that the stain I was adding was quite dark, and once it had all been absorbed properly you wouldn't really be able to see them.
Getting closer to just being nothing else. I'm a sucker for your love.
So here's the stain going on, and staining wood is my absolute favourite step in any project, any wood project. I just love adding the stain, adding a bit of colour and bringing out the detail in the wood. job was the spindles, and first they needed priming, so they... Can you hear my kids in the background? I don't know why I try and film voiceovers when they're at home, but anyway, the spindles all got 1 coat of primer and then 2 coats of white paint.
Getting closer to just being nothing else. I'm a sucker for your love, even though it's kinda toxic, babe. You know I feel it when we touch. That your love is from a different place. It's toxic, babe. Nothing more to say, let's just waste away. One more time is all we need. A bitter truth to face, not that innocent. We know what we did. I'm a sucker for your love, even though it's kinda toxic.
At this point, everything was painted, everything was sanded and stained and just looking so good. I just can't get over how good that banister looks now compared to what it did before, but I'm just cleaning up now, ready for styling. You can't see them on camera, but because these 2 walls coming up the stairs had been painted when we did the hallway, there was just some scuffs and marks that you get from a high traffic area like the stairs. So I just went all over those with a magic eraser, and then you can see on the walls here, you could see everywhere that I had used the magic eraser basically. So I just then again wiped down the entire wall with just a damp microfiber cloth.
No, you don't mind the way I stutter my words. You know exactly what it means and how it hurts. Oh, I can't believe you're here. Can't get any worse. No, no. I just wanna get out of here. I find it so hard to breathe, 'cause when you get too close, I lose my way and I freeze. I wish you knew what power you have over me, but now it's so hard to breathe.
The very last thing to do before we can move on to my favourite part, which is the styling, is vacuuming the stairs.
Just get me out of here. Just get me out of. How can you be so calm around me when I act desperately? You used to be.
We are finally at the styling point of the landing, so I just thought I would quickly show you everything that will be going in the space. So this picture we have had for years. We bought it for our very first home together, and it's been up in every place that we've lived. So it lives on the landing. We also have this chair. This is a spare dining chair basically. Our table has 10 chairs, but we don't obviously keep 10 chairs around it day to day, so we have spare chairs dotted around the house. This set of lanterns was actually gifted from Lights for Fun. I may stain the wood so that it matches the chair and the banister. We'll see how it looks. This light shade is from Value Lights, and it was $39.99, which I think is an absolute bargain price for the size of it, because it's I think 69 centimeters across. And then lastly I got this set of prints from George Asda. It was £20 for all 5 pictures and frames. So yeah, that is everything that's going on the landing. So now we just need to put it all in place.
The one getting crazy when I be hard to reach. I can see it in your eyes. You don't wanna talk anymore. lose my way and I freeze. I wish you knew what power you have over me, but now it's so hard to breathe. Just get me out of here. Just get me out of here.
We are almost at reveal time, so I just want to take a quick moment. Thank you for watching, and if you have enjoyed the video, I would be so grateful for any likes, and please subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. So we are just going to see a quick reminder of what it looks like before, and then I will leave you with the reveal. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Can't get any words, no. Lights are shining bright. My friends are in the club, we'll go all night. I see you in the back, the mood is right. If I just had your number, I would let you know how I feel. You walk up to me, start dancing to the music, energies like this was meant to be. Take my hand, I feel my heart beat, and I don't want this moment to stop. Time to go home, don't want this night to end. Yeah, about time we stop pretending.